Hey there! Thank you for joining me for another episode of Dorcas Mentoring and Craft Classes, part of North Dallas Community Bible Fellowship Women's Ministry. My name is Lynette, and today I will help you discover pour painting. That's P-O-U-R, also known as fluid art. Two of our core values at North Dallas Community Bible Fellowship is love and unity. John 13:35 says, "By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." What better way to show love and unity than by doing something together, either with family or with friends? Today, this project is fun for everyone, so let's get started. Let's talk about the supplies you will need. Nope, you know what? Let's talk about the finished product. You may not know what pour painting is or what it looks like. So I have a few examples. This is pour painting. This one turned out really nice. I don't know if you can see that. And one of my favorites, this is a shout out to all the Spurs fans. It's got the Spurs colors in it. And one I worked on today turned out really nice, and it's drying. It hasn't quite dried yet. Let's hope it doesn't slide off. So you can see that. It's got what they call cells in it. See the lights reflecting off of it, but it's going to be really pretty when it dries. Okay, so what are the supplies you need? One of the most important things you need is something to cover the surface you're working on, or the floor, especially if you have little ones. I picked up a tablecloth at the dollar store. So it's $1. So invest in two, so you can put one on the floor underneath your table and then one on top of your table. It'll save your furniture. We will also need, all we're going to use today is 4 paints. And we can mix those and match. We'll talk about that in a minute, about how to mix and match these 4 paints. You will also need something to catch your paint in. These are little foil aluminum cookie sheets. You can buy them, I don't know if you can buy them at the dollar store, but probably Walmart. Something bigger than the canvas you're working on. Today we'll be working on a 8x10 canvas. And you see how that's a little smaller. The canvas is smaller than I think, because the paint's gonna drip over the sides. And I got the canvases, I bought them in a pack of 10. So 8x10 8x10s for $10.99 at Michael's. So that is quite a good value for those. We also need something to lift the painting up so that it can drip on the sides. And I bought these little, they're called shot glasses, about 100 of them from Amazon. I don't know if they have them at the dollar store. I would check there first. But we need 4 of them because we're going to put them under our painting, under our canvas, so that the paint can drip on the sides. What else do we need? We need something to mix the paint in. I like these 6-ounce bathroom cups. And we're going to fill those up to halfway with the paint. So the 6 ounce is good because you need quite a bit of paint to make it fluid and for it to pour. So we're going to use these. What else? Popsicle sticks. You need that for mixing. You don't have to. And then also you can use a straw for moving the paint around. You can blow through it, move the paint around. Anything else? Okay, we'll cover it when we get through it. Another thing I like, you don't have to, is the vinyl gloves. I bought these at Walmart. And I like these better than the serving gloves because they stay on a little bit better, but whatever. It just saves your hand a little bit. I've got paint on my hands. It saves them a little bit from getting all that paint, especially when we get to the sides. So let's get started. I'll cover all what I just spoke about as we go. So I've got my gloves on, my vinyl gloves, and I'm going to set up my canvas. I have my drip pan, if you will, my 4 little shot glasses, whatever. You could use dowels or something like that, just something that you can rest your painting on, your canvas on, so the paint will drip over the sides. So I've got my 4 shot glasses right there. canvas. Yes, and I know this is a church episode, but that's what they're called, shot glasses. Okay, so I've got this set up. So you can see that my canvas is not resting on top of the aluminum foil, but this is on top of those 4 glasses. Okay, the next thing we need, we're gonna mix our paints. So I have 4 paints: red, do it like this, red, blue, white, and yellow. Now you can get the paints at Walmart. They're 50 cents a bottle, just like this. So, and you can, it lasts a long time because we're gonna dilute it to make it flow, just like we said, right? So what you wanna do with these are our mixing cups, 6-ounce bathroom drinking cups. We're gonna mix paint. So I've already mixed some, and I got this nice sea foam by mixing blue and yellow. Blue and yellow makes green, but I just kept adding, I added a little bit blue, more blue, and then yellow till I got the color that I wanted, which that's a nice sea foam. I like that. So I mixed the 2 paints together, and you just keep mixing until you get the desired color. Now, one of the things to help it flow is you can either add water. I would use distilled water and not the water out your faucet, because sometimes there's things in the water from your tap that might grow later on your painting. So use distilled water so nothing will grow out of that. And you dilute it. You want to add some water to your paint to where it comes up to about half the cup, about 3 ounces, because we're going to pour. Okay, you want to use distilled water. You can also use what's called Floetrol, but you don't have to. You can just dilute with water and work with water. The Floetrol is, again, just for making the paint fluid. Another thing people use is Elmer's glue and water, 1-to-1. So you have your Elmer's glue, 1 cup of Elmer's glue, 1 cup of water, mix it up really well, and then add it to your paint. And the consistency we want, they say buttermilk, and that's a real good visual of it. If you never drank buttermilk, it's just really thick. Even that's wrong. It's not really thick. It's fluid though. Something that's gonna move. It's like buttermilk. I like that. Okay, so I've told you I made this nice sea foam. I made purple from red and blue. It's really nice purple. I don't know what I put in this blue. Maybe just some white to make that blue, or maybe just 1 drop of red. You can do all kinds of things. To make orange, which I absolutely love, I mix yellow and red. So those are the colors I got from those 4 colors that I told you. And I'm going to use white also. So we've mixed our paint. We've diluted it with either water, Floetrol, or Elmer's glue, and it's ready to go. You will also need, I didn't tell you earlier, is a mixing cup. Now, you really don't mix, you're gonna pour. This is our pouring cup. So the way this works, we're gonna layer our paint in this cup. I'll show you that in a moment. And you have a couple of ways of doing this. You can put the canvas on top of the cup and just flip it over and then pull it up, and the paint's gonna flow and we'll help it move along. You can have your paint in the cup. You can pour it straight down the middle or anywhere on there, and again we'll move it. It's called pour paint, so we're just moving it around till we get the picture that we like. And then also you can, let's see, how do we do it? You can just pour straight onto right in the center, but I'm going to demonstrate. Your paint's in here, put your canvas on top, and then I'll flip it over, and then I'm gonna pull it up. That's what we're gonna do. So our next step is to mix all our paints. Now remember, keep in mind that your last paint that you put in there will be the paint on top, okay? So I want my white, so I'm gonna have five colors. The minimum you wanna do is 3 colors, okay? But I'm gonna do 5. I've got my white, so I'm just gonna pour it in here. Cover the bottom. I'm gonna tilt it to the side. And what color do I want last? I think I want my seafoam last. So I'm going to put this blue on top. I'm just layering it. We don't want to mix this because we just want to pour it out. So I put my blue in there. I want this orange I made in between my blue and my purple. I'm going to pour that on. Okay, got my purple ready. Okay, and then I'm going to add my seafoam. I probably could have used half that amount of paint, but this will be really nice. And I'm going to put my blue on. Okay, you see how I just layered that? I'm not going to mix it at all. Okay, it's very pretty. And here we go. I'm going to take my canvas, put it on top, flip it over. It hasn't come out yet. And then I'm going to pick up the top and just let it, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so I've got this on top. So I'm going to move it around. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to move it around. Cover all my edges. Let's see what happens. It's amazing how all the colors come through. So you want to just keep working with it till you get all your edges covered. Yeah, and that's why it's called pour painting. And you want it fluid so you can. Oh, that's good. Now, a lot of people ask, oh, I really like how that turned out, how the corners, or how to make sure all the sides are covered. Usually the paint that's falling in your pan, I pick up a little with my finger and just dab on the sides. But if you put enough paint, it will flow pretty much over all the corners. Okay. Now the next question is, oh, that's turned out really nice. I'll try to show it to you. And it is messy. Did I say that it was messy? It's really pretty. I'll have to upload some pictures when it dries. Came out really nice. So drying. Okay, so it takes 48 hours for these to dry because we put a lot of paint on it. So you will need a place for it to dry, and preferably leave it on your pan so that it'll continue to drip and it'll dry from there. So what I've done in the past, because I'm working at my kitchen table, is I put it on my dining room table and just let it sit there for 2 days for it to dry. The first ones I showed you were totally dry. You just need it out of the way somewhere where you can dry for 2 days without anybody touching it or messing with it. You just got to find a place, top of your washing machine and dryer or something like that. But people are really surprised how much they like it and enjoy it, including my men folk as well. So it's a great activity for a whole family. And you'd be surprised with the same colors with all the different pictures look like. I hope you enjoyed this episode and that you try it and tell me how it turned out. You can always respond to this video below. I would love to see how yours turned out. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope to see you again.